Ripple, XRP, Wall Street is beginning to flip the switch. Get ready. This is probably the most important video that you need to watch. And we have some news in talking about the fact that we have now had the first ever cross-border settlement for precious metals. We're also going to be having a look at how much money was pumped into the market just in the last week, and this may surprise you. And we do have some predictions from Ripple themselves with regards to the Asian markets. And of course, towards the end of the video, we will be looking at XRP and XLM's coins price for the 21st of December. All I ask from you are two things, which is to smash that like button and to subscribe to the channel as well. So the first bit of major news that we have is Wall Street's new blockchain apps face real world test in 2024. So they are actually already doing things behind the scenes, but let's take a look at this paragraph. As you can see, it says that a slew of major financial companies, including, what a surprise, JP Morgan Chase & Co., HSBC Holdings PLC, and Franklin Templeton are flipping the switch on new systems built around blockchain, marking and acceleration into 2024. So first off, why are they doing this? Well, it means it's going to be more beneficial for them when it comes to digital payments and to make it cheaper and faster too. But let's have a look at what they have already done in 2023. Just a few examples. I won't talk about all of them, but JP Morgan Chase have introduced euro denominated payments to its blockchain system, and we know that they are also going to be exploring a digital deposit token for payments. And we have Citi Group that are piloting Citi token services. Again, we know that tokenization is going to be a big thing as well. HSBC have launched a platform that uses distributed ledger technology to tokenize ownership of physical gold. And we have Franklin Templeton that began to use the Polygon blockchain to process transactions and record share ownership. So we have some big names over here, and these are the things that they have already achieved in 2023 and some things that they are piloting. Now we have from Deutsche Bank's AG's asset manager that they said it had partnered with firms including market maker Flow Traders to set up a company that will issue a stable coin, and so that's how they're going to be able to bridge the gap as well. But why is this important for Ripple and XRP holders? Well, it goes to show that they are employing so-called distributed ledger technologies with the goal of faster, safer and cheaper transactions. And again, this comes down to the fact that Ripple can offer that because it uses the XRP ledger to afford faster and more affordable global transactions, better settlement times, better clearing times that we have. And from Franklin Templeton, we have this statement saying that the adoption of the technology is actually accelerating very quickly, and for the first time you can really now see the pathway to us re-engineering the global financial markets ecosystem. And so this is a big thing, and it's going to be happening in the next 1 to 2 years that they are getting ready for the process. Now let's have a look at this record that we have in. You can see over here we have the first ever cross-border settlement for precious metals using the digital yuan CBDC, and the amount for this was quite big. It was actually $14 million. And if you have a look at the transaction details, it was recorded just yesterday on December the 20th, and they're using their very own digital currency. As you already know, many governments are trying to issue their own CBDCs, and so it can be a form of alternative payment. So the Bank of China's Shanghai branch successfully transferred 100 million yuan or $14 million in the settlement received overseas for gold. So as we know with precious metals, the highly profitable ones are mainly gold, silver and platinum, and when it comes to precious metals in general, there is quite a large market for it, and especially with trading too. But we'll also see over here that we have the fact that China signed a $400 million memorandum on CBDC cooperation with the United Arab Emirates, and this was earlier on in the month. And actually have been talks that there would be trades in the digital yuan compared with the dollar, and especially with the United Arab Emirates when it comes to the oil contracts. That could be a potential currency that they could use, and especially with the BRICS, which are countries like Brazil, Russia and India that want to be using different currency compared to the US dollar, so they don't have to rely on it as much, and we could potentially see the digital yuan overriding that and taking their place. Now let's have a look at the inflows coming in for the S&P 500, and then we will be talking about the Ripple predictions. So over the last 1 year, investors have poured in $44.7 billion into the S&P 500 ETF or the SPY, and over 80% of that amount came in just the last week. So you can see over here the weekly inflow that we have and the yearly inflow. The yearly inflow was at 44.7 and the weekly weekly inflow was at $36 billion. Now this was over the last week, and it is for the ETFs, as you can see. Now why is this happening? Well, it could be to do with FOMO. Maybe we are having lots of buying happening right now, or we could be seeing more inflows returning into the market after the Federal Reserve decision that we had, where they did not increase the interest rates, and we could possibly see cuts to the interest rates sometime next year. But again, they could potentially secretly be positioning themselves if, for example, we do see a correction or a dump happening, and so maybe this bubble could pop around soon, as we're seeing massive inflows coming in. I mean, look at the S&P 500 compared to the Vanguard and iShares. Of course, the S&P 500 is more popular, roughly 8 to 9 times more inflows compared with Vanguard. Now let's have a look at Ripple predictions, and then we will be looking at the price action for today. So Ripple predicts soaring institutional crypto adoption in APAC for 2024, and that is the Asia Pacific region, and this comes from the vice president and how she spoke about the significant increase. And it says over here that cross-border payment solutions powered by blockchain technology are gaining traction, and this comes from the fact that Singapore and Hong Kong have established regulatory environments that actively encourage blockchain innovation, and obviously it makes it a good condition for Ripple to be basically a player within that. Now we do know that we have some licenses within the Asia market, Singapore being one of them, where I believe that Ripple have secured a VASP license over there. And I do think that Asia are actually more ahead of the game when it comes to blockchain technology and being acceptant and compliant with it, and so I do think that Asia will be a big market that we will see coming forward. Now let's have a look at the price action for today. We are currently trading at 0.6178. For the volume, we are up by 3.64% on the one-day chart. We are currently trading at $1.2 billion. Now if we have a look at where we were in the earlier hours of the morning, you'll see over here we were trading at 0.6156, so not really any more different compared with where we are at now. The lowest that we went to of the day was 0.6116, and the high of the day that we have currently seen so far is 62 cents at 0.6205. On the 7-day chart, we are down by 0.8%. Over here you can see that yesterday we did actually reach the mid-range of 62 cents, but we have come down slightly just by around about under a cent, so not really that much movement that we have seen for XRP in general. Again, I know I've said it before, but we do need to reach that 63 cents in order to then surpass and hit 65 cents as our price target going forward. For Stellar XLM coin, we are currently trading at 0.1234. We are up by nearly 1% on the one-day chart. For the volume, we are up by 5.99%, and we are trading at $83.2 million. If we have a look at the earlier hours of the morning, we were trading at around about the 0.1218 level, and the highest that we have reached for the day is currently at 0.1238, which really isn't that different compared to where we are right now. Again, we are still doing pretty strong with the price for XLM. On the 7-day chart, you can see we are actually higher than previous. Again, we did actually reach a 0.12227. We took a dip, but then we have seen a little bit more upside. Let's see if we can reach 13 cents again. Guys, if you want daily XRP and XLM coin news, subscribe to the channel and like the video as well.